let's talk about some authors that I think you might enjoy. And I'm going to read maybe a couple stories tonight before we go. I'll give you some bio information about these guys. Just some quick ones that I think you might find fun. They're not, long established writers or anything like that. They're not, classic people in the hierarchy of genre fiction or, classic literature or anything like that. But they're starting to make some marks. And so we're going to go with the intro.
There is nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are controlling transmission. If we wish to make it louder, we will bring up the volume. If we wish to make it softer, we will tune it to a whisper. We will control the horizontal. We will control the vertical. We can roll the image, make it flutter. We can change the focus to a soft blur, or sharpen it to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. We repeat, there is nothing wrong with your television set. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to the outer limits.
Yeah, all right. Outer Limits time. It's time for Wordsmith Wednesday, everybody. I hope it's a great, relaxing night. Get out the marshmallows and get started with some relaxation time. Maybe some tea, something like that. I want to tell you about two writers tonight. The first is a guy named David Corbett. Maybe related to my friend Leslie Corbett and her brother Pete. Leslie was a second assistant director over at the Outer Limits. She did a lot of work on the X-Files and Millennium. Many a late night out there in Lynn Canyon in the woods, handling the cameras and doing all that stuff in the cold. And Leslie was awesome. And boy, Leslie, just great woman. And yeah, I love you, Leslie. You're great. So I want to talk about this man, David Corbett, okay? And he's from the West Coast, and he's got quite a background. So let me tell you a little bit about this guy and give you something that you might find interesting, and maybe you might want to look up some of his books. A lot of books, a lot of short stories, and he hasn't been around that long. So he's established some good stuff in his career. Born in 1953. Here is fantastic fiction about a man. You might not have heard of this guy. He's not super famous, but I thought, here's a little spice for you. For 15 years, David Corbett worked for the San Francisco private investigation firm of Palladino and Sutherland, not Donald Sutherland, and played a significant part in a number of high-profile criminal and civil litigations, including the Lincoln Savings and Loan case, the DeLorean trial, the Coronado Company marijuana indictments, the Cotton Club murder case, the People's Temple trial, the first Michael Jackson child molestation case, and a RICO litigation brought by the Teamsters against former union leaders associated with organized crime, as well as numerous other drug, murder, and fraud cases. He continues to reside in Northern California and probably has to do a lot of meditation to make sure he's not completely afraid of the entire world. So here are some of his novels if you want to look them up. He's got some story collections too. The Devil's Redhead is the first one. And again, this is some hard-boiled action stuff. Let me give you the word. He's as you see here, Anthony Award for the best first novel. He got nominated for that. And in 2003, the Barry Award for best first novel. Freelance photographer and wildcat smuggler Dan Abagello blows into Vegas to hit the tables and taste the nightlife. In his path waits Shel Boudry, a knockout redhead with a smile that says, "Gentlemen, start your engines." The attraction, this is just classic. The attraction is instant, and soon the two are living the gypsy life on the West Coast, where Dan captains a distribution ring for premium Thai marijuana. His credo, no guns, no gangsters, it's only money. but the trade is changing. Eager to get out, Dan plans one last run, judges poorly, and is betrayed by an underling and caught by the DEA. And you know where things are going after that. So that is Dan Corbett. Remember Dan Corbett. And that's his first novel, The Devil's Redhead. Okay? All right. Now, let me tell you about the next author. So we're going to go over to the next one and call up this guy. I think you might find this one interesting as well. This also is a very cool happening dude. And let me just get over here and show you. Oh, hold on a second. I got to do my search again because it's not going to pop up again properly. Yeah, it is this one. I got to keep the book secret from you. Yeah, okay. All right. So for some reason, do you ever get this when you go into your search and it doesn't show you all the things that you've actually gone to? Like, yeah. So, okay. Here's Bill Kreider. Bill Kreider, born in 1941, died in 2018. Also known as Jack Buchanan and Jack McLean. Bill Kreider is the Anthony Award-winning author of the Sheriff Dan Rhodes Mysteries, Red, White, and Blue Murder, and the Professor Sally Good Mysteries, A Knife in the Back. His short story, Cranked, which appeared in Damn Near Dead, was a finalist for an Edgar Award. Kreider served for many years as chair of the Division of English and Fine Arts at Alvin Community College. So you can see he worked as a writer as part of the Nick Carter series in 1981, the hard-boiled action stories. Then he's got all these Dan Rhodes novels from 1986 all the way through to 2019. Then he's got the Carl Burns novels, 1988 through 2004, Truman Smith, Mike Gonzo. Those are for kids. So he's got lots of cool stuff. He actually worked with Willard Scott on a couple mysteries. He's got tons and tons of stuff. And this one, check this out. We'll Always Have Murder, a Humphrey Bogart mystery, the first book in the Humphrey Bogart series. So if you want to read a novel where Humphrey Bogart is the main character, that's your author, Bill Kreider, right there. Okay? So with these two authors in mind, I want to read to you the first short story by David Corbett, and we might visit Bill Kreider next week. But this is a very short by David Corbett, no relation to Leslie, from the book Quick Crimes, edited by Otto Penzler, who's done lots of editing of all sorts of hard-boiled crime books and stuff like that. So I'm going to put Bill Kreider up on the screen. And actually, I'll go back and do David Corbett. Here we go. Here's David Corbett. For those who are interested, look him up, and you can see some of his books right there. Okay, so I'll just leave it sort of like that. Okay, there we go. This is called The Ant Who Carried Stones by David Corbett. The woman, on her knees, pressed her lips against the man's rough palm. I swear, all I've told you, every word. Run through it again. He took back his hand. All of it. She didn't dare look at his face. I haven't lied. A thief too proud to lie. I didn't steal. He got up, kicked his chair backward. It clattered across the bare floor. I said, tell me what happened. Again. She clenched her hands beneath her chin, steadying them. My cousin, Marissa, we live in Boca del Monte. She told me all I had to do was carry a suitcase to Panama. I lost my job at the hotel. My daughter, Rosalie, she cries herself to sleep. Leave your daughter out of it. Well, people do it every day, Marissa said. Yes, some get stopped at the airport. The suitcase is ripped apart. The money found stitched up inside, but the amounts are legal, just under 78,000 quetzals. No one gets arrested. That's why they call us ants, because the amounts are small. Small? To whom? Please, I know I made a mistake. A mistake. He snagged the chair, slammed it against the floor. Talk. Marissa and I delivered our suitcases to a house in Zona 18. They said, come back the next day. We did, with maybe 20 others, sitting on the floor in an empty room like this, but bigger. Eventually, they came and gave us back our suitcases, drove us to the airport. A man named Lorenzo met us there. Count yourself lucky you're not him right now. It's not his fault. You're protecting him? No, No means yes. He was in on all this. There's nothing to be in on. I just... Her voice trailed off. Come on. He snapped his fingers. Well, we boarded our plane, despite what Marissa said, despite the amounts. I was terrified. The police are so corrupt, there's no telling. Getting ahead of yourself, no? Well, once the plane took off, the others relaxed. I couldn't. Marissa tried to calm me, holding my hand, praying with me. You talked about how you'd get away with it. No, listen to me. She had nothing. It was my stupidity. Mine alone. She glanced toward the window. Sunlight flared through the slatted blinds. You landed at La Aurora. Lorenzo told us, stay together. But the terminal's so crowded, like fighting a river swollen with rain. Screw the crowd. You snuck off. I saw a counter selling blouses. The embroidery's so beautiful. I thought Rosalie would love something like this. My beautiful girl, she's so brave, and I've given her so little. I said leave her out of it. I didn't realize I'd stopped walking. You thought, oh, look what I could buy with all this money. No, it was a blouse, a simple blouse. She put her hand to her face and quietly wept. He let her go for a moment. Then another finger snap. The others. They were where? I looked. There was just this sea of people. She wiped her face, and suddenly these policemen arrived. Yes, your corrupt police. They said they were with the Policia Nacional and ordered me to give them the suitcase. Naturally, you obeyed. I told you, I fought. They tried to grab it from me. I held on with both hands. I was afraid to call out. What if I just got the others in trouble as well? Try to imagine what I was feeling. I've never done this, never done anything like it. I'm a silly woman from a poor town. I've never been in an airport. Yes, these corrupt cops, phony police, whatever. They went for the suitcase. One of them slapped me across the face. He chuckled. Surely you've been struck before. She flushed, possibly from shame. I was stunned. I didn't. And they snatched the money. They vanished into the crowd. I tried to get my bearings, running one direction, then back, looking for Lorenzo, Marissa. He turned his head and spat. You got in a cab. I had only a little money, not enough to get back to Guatemala. I didn't know what else to do. Who did you call? No one. Who could I? You knew the name of the hotel where the others went. I didn't have my suitcase. I was so scared. I needed time to think. He dug something from his pocket. She dared a glance. The hand she had kissed now held a pistol. Perhaps there's some truth in your story. The river makes noise because it carries stones. But you lost a lot of money. Marissa will tell you, she washes her hands of you. Called you a scared, stupid fool. Oh, Lorenzo. He thinks you went running to the first cop you saw. That's a lie. I was confused, scared, I swear. It doesn't matter now. He thumbed back the hammer. What matters is the money. and the money is gone. Feeling the gun barrel nestle in her hair, she shut her eyes tight, praying, Lamb of God who takes away. He didn't fire. Her terror broke like a fever, dissolving into clarity, and she could feel, however slightly, that now he was the one trembling. I'm not a thief, she said. You're not a killer. And yet here we are. 2 stones in the river. Stop talking. I understand now. Do what you must. I forgive you. Please forgive me. Listen to you. Whatever happens, you'll go to the airport. You won't be able to help yourself. You'll look for the counter, the one with the blouses, and you'll find it. That proves nothing. One blouse in particular, with dragonflies and sunflowers and lace. You'll buy it. Tell them to wrap it. Rosalie Melendez, Boca del Monte. Stop saying her name. She's the reason I'm here. Just as you are here because of me. Finally, she looked up into his face. And that's the end. The Ant Who Carried Stones by David Corbett, author of The Devil's Redhead, Done for a Dime, Blood of Paradise, and Do They Know I'm Running, as well as the short story collection Killing Yourself to Survive. He also has a textbook called The Art of Character, which was published in January of 2013. David Corbett.
We now return control of your television set to you until next week at this same time, when the control voice will take you to the outer limits.